So this may not seem like it, but this is a Formula 1, so you know. And not any Formula 1, this is a Ferrari. Ah, damn. Stunning. In my opinion, of course. I'm just precising in my opinion because of course it's obvious that it's in my opinion. But, you know, better say it rather than some people tell me, oh, well, it's your opinion. Yes, of course, thank you, it's my opinion. Hello everybody, this is me, Republic Jack. New video, and well, we're a bit in a mess, as you may see. Of course that is because I'm reorganizing entirely the living room, which is always a very fancy and extraordinary thing to do. Colors behind me are getting organized, but there's still many things to be filled up. To be honest, I don't know if you remember, but the Imperial Gate, which was just massive, well, I had to break it down. Of course. However, it took way more time, way more energy to do that than I anticipated. And it was just crazy, you know, destroying and separating and organizing all the parts from this creation. Because there were so many different also techniques which some were pretty hard to, you know, remove. Plus, you have to organize everything, you know, every part have to go where it belongs, and yeah, let's just say that it's not the most time efficient process. It's more easy to buy new Legos rather than, you know, destroying all the creation and organizing all the parts, especially at that scale. The best would have been to, of course, keep the creation around, but it was so demanding in terms of pieces. Coruscant's underground creation, well, it have parts from that other creation. Like when we were building Coruscant's Underground, we will pick, you know, pieces directly from the other creation. I haven't built sets for a long time, and you know, before I will actually build the sets which the Lego group sent me, which I'm very thankful for. I won't build those sets because I wanted truly to build those sets. Generally, when I will build a set, it's just because, one, I really want the set, or two, because I want the parts, the pieces, which are within the set. So like minifigs, also interesting parts which may be useful for building a creation. That's the two main motivation. Knowing that I find Lego models, like done by the Lego group, not so extraordinary. Of course, when you compare it to professional mock builders, like guys who do creations, which are extremely detailed and to reproduce exactly the vehicle as it is in universe, in Star Wars or other universe, they have an infinite amount of pieces at their disposal, while Lego, of course, have constrained budget. They also have a limited number of pieces. They can't use like pieces which was produced 20 years ago and is no longer produced. So you have a whole lot of constraints, of course, which limits you. That's why I love platforms on which creators offer builds which aren't official Lego builds and use very advanced techniques from time to time, which really wants you to pull off your head. Thankfully I have some left now. I just let them grow. Yeah, no, please, no, I didn't went on a trip to Turkey. No, I just let them grow. Okay. I want to precise that because I just, as I was saying that, I was thinking, damn, I feel already the jokes in the comments. So no, I stopped you right there. Right there, I stopped you. All of that to say that, well, actually let me show you. Okay. So that's not how you need to take it at all, because it's very fragile. I shouldn't have taken it like that. This model was made by Rich Boy J, which is in my opinion like the best Lego builders out there for now. Then I destroyed something, great. And so this is a Republic Jack gunship, which my YouTube channel is named after, which is my favorite vehicle in the entire Star Wars universe. This model is super detailed. It has details just crazily everywhere. Of course Lego can build this because it has some illegal techniques, it's very fragile, and it also has a very high piece count, which will make it pretty expensive for Lego to produce. But so I prefer to produce that, to build that for my collection, and also to put in my other creations, because you may notice that this was actually in the Coruscant's Underground creation. I prefer that rather than Lego sets, which of course means that I built even fewer Lego sets and I built them very rarely, which was my entire point. Now I'm just going to put down this because, yeah, it's so fragile. You don't feel like it, but I can feel it in my hand. And that's great because I just put down the vehicle, I broke a door, which is lovely. One thing is that, okay, maybe I'm not the most talented Lego builder, that's for sure.
For sure.
But as I was building this Lego set, I mean it's not a Lego set, but this vehicle, this custom vehicle, and following the instruction made by Rich Boy J, I broke often things, you know. Sometimes I will break more things than I was building with this vehicle, which is, yeah, you know, I'm not going to comment. All that to say that also Lego have taken direction ever since COVID-19, where you will get more and more adult sets, meaning that they will place a premium price on those, less sets for kids, you know, which was rather the point and also a bit where you had the fun. And I do love some of those adult sets, like the helmet collection, but among all of those, Lego still build like sets which can be as much for adults than kids, in my opinion. And one of those is the best set of 2025. Now, 2025 is far from being ended, but yeah, I'm just going to pretend that it's the best set of 2025 because it really is. And I want to build it. Actually, yeah, was like that. Let's pretend you saw nothing and let me do it again.
Wow!
First try. F1, Formula 1, Ferrari. Now this is interesting because this is mid-fix scale. It has plenty of stickers, so of course it's a pain in the bum. But beyond that, you know, I'm not a F1 fan. Ever since I was a kid, well, of course, I know F1, the red one, Ferrari. That's just one of those things which, I don't know, seems like one of the time constant in the universe. Whatever happens, you always have a F1 red, which is Ferrari. That's just it. Now, I'm no F1 expert, so maybe I just say a completely stupid thing, but in my brain, ever since I'm a kid, it's been like that. Well, of course, for my nephews, it's a wonderful set, but even just for me. And I want to display it and maybe from time to time play with it with my nephews, because it just seems like a great set. I know that's maybe not the most common opinion, but yeah, Lego sets have been rather lacking taste in my opinion in recent years, or maybe it's just me who have an overdose, which is also possible. Now, that's not my favorite car brand, but let's not get into politics, okay? But you have to recognize that Ferrari is just a myth, you know, it's Ferrari, so of course. So let's just build this while surrounded by this mess. Fortunately for you, you don't see all the mess, because under the table and on the side of the table is also a bigger mess. Magic. See, you need to say the word magic for something to be magic and to work. That's a tip for you. You have the devil in person, which is called stickers. This, I don't understand why you do this, Lego, still. Maybe I'm not going to put any stickers at all, and we're just going to keep the printed parts. I love that the first bag basically is just about the pilot. I don't have much to say, honestly. It's just like a good wine. You know, you're just enjoying it. Oh wow, I really love this piece, which seems like, you know, a controller. At the same time I like it, and at the same time I'm just a bit annoyed by it. The reason being that, in my opinion, Lego is releasing more and more parts. Even in this set you may see some parts which are new. One of the fun of Lego, in my opinion, is the fact that you have to puzzle every single set, or whatever you want to build with your imagination is a puzzle. There are too many new parts which are released, because of course the more new parts you have, the more new details you may do, the new techniques, angles, different shapes. So that's good, but at the same time it's very bad, because constraints, true constraints, push for more creativity. Like, oh, I want to do that, but I can't with those parts, so how can I use those parts to do this very specific shape that I want? And okay, you will pass maybe hours on something which is very tiny, but at the end you will find a solution, and that's always so satisfying. I know many parents now. I'm getting older, so of course I know many parents, and so of course those parents have kids, and among those kids many will just have Legos at one point. Nothing more normal than that. But one of the issue is that those kids don't play with Legos anymore. And I'm just wondering, okay, how come that it happens with so many kids? Because you might say, okay, it's just the age, or it's just the personality of this kid. Feel free to share your experience in the comments, because maybe it's just me and my environment which create that. But I have the sensation that effectively, and that's one of the father who told me that too, that kids no longer just destroy it, build something or make something fun out of it. Meaning that they can still like eventually later on rebuild the set which they destroyed, but like, yeah, you can take apart this F1 and just build whatever you want with it, and eventually if you want to rebuild the F1, well, you still have the instructions, which is wonderful. That's the fun of Lego, removing parts, creating something new, then recreating something, or rebuilding the original model. If you want, you have the instructions. I'm not understanding why is that. And so one of the possibility, and I absolutely have no idea because I haven't made any, analysis or like impartial studies regarding that. But one of the points that I thought about was maybe because there are so many new types of Lego parts, and that kids, put the bar much higher in terms of, okay, what needs to be built. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Lego does sell some boxes where it just have lots of pieces, and so of course it encourages kids to build whatever they want because they have no instructions. But I remember as a kid that I won't wait for that. Like, I will take down some Lego sets, which I regret, but I had lots of fun. Now, do I sound like an old grandpa saying that sort of things? It may be, but I'm just like genuinely curious if it's just me, or like if some people share that experience and perspective. Okay, that's really nice. We have so many spare parts here from those few bags, which are going to be very useful for doing something completely different. I really love the new parts. Because the new parts are just so stunning and allow to make some angles which were impossible before. This part right there, or this one right there, or this one right there. Those are new parts, and when I say new parts, they may be a few years old, but to me they're still new. Does it do the same to you? Like, there's a girl, one of the since we're 6 years old, right? And to me, she's still the new girl in school. I'm no longer at school. She's no longer at school. We met when we were 6 years old, and I was in a school, and she came to that school for when she was 6 years old. So she was new back then. But to me, she's still like the new girl from school. My brain is weird. Please tell me that I'm not alone and that some people are like that too. So basically you have this, I don't know if you can see this well, and you have, I don't have the terminology in English, but it's basically attached just like that, which isn't very solid, but it works nicely enough. We definitely do start to get the good shape. So as you may see, I didn't put any stickers so that we may easily see which parts are printed, which is pretty enjoyable, even if like a fully red model would have been pretty nice, I guess. And I really love how smoothly it goes together. It's nice. And so I'm just wondering, would you like a video of me tidying and optimizing all those cups? I love when I have a figure cup, like just like this one. See, you have three types of bricks. And it's just so satisfying to organize them because it's so easy and everything is already there. Just like that one, you see, you have three types of different bricks and just organizing them. And I don't know, I just love it. It's just so satisfying to organize those bricks. Me just organizing them, and for you to enjoy the satisfying feeling just after getting shade, with the thing. Damn, that is a very good looking piece again, see? Damn, all those pieces, like in dark bluish gray or light bluish gray, which is the name of the colors, or even like some sand green or else, they will be extraordinary for doing some terrain. So at the same time I'm like, hey, but at the same time I'm just like, oh damn, the opportunity, how much amazing things you can build with those. But it's so frustrating because there are so many parts also. It's a never-ending game, Oh, that's really nice. There are some spoons in Lego. And they use them for the retro, When you're in the car, you have some mirrors on the side. I think it's mirrors actually, the term in English. So, and as you may see, not a single sticker used. Wow. Oh, please. Please. Oh, this is so cool. I love it. I really love it. Okay, so mine of course is a bit weird because there are not all the sponsors and else, but it is very good looking. Now I have no idea who this pilot is. I only know like one pilot, which is, no, I actually know two pilots, like Hamilton and Leclerc. I don't know any others. Let's just pretend it's one of the two, and if that's not the case, well, too bad. I just love the look. It is so stunning. It is, yeah, very simple, lovely techniques. Yeah, you don't do any drift with Formula 1, but I did see videos of them drifting, I think at the end of the race or something. Oh, it takes the dust quite easily. My table isn't clean. Right, well thank you Formula 1 for letting me know that my table isn't clean. So well, thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy this small video just chilling around, and building some Legos. What more fancy thing is there to do? And see you another time. Bye.